G'day and welcome back to my hobby room. Now, it's that time of the year where seasonally I do a workbench and new kits, right? One of those, yeah. Basically I tug out all the models that I'm currently working on and fond of them for your enjoyment. But this time it's going to be a little bit different. You see, there really hasn't been a lot of new kits, no. I mean, Sydney and most of New South Wales and Victoria, all the southern states where I get all my work from, that's where my contract business basically earns its living from, well, they've been in lockdown for the last 3 months. So, you know, there's been bugger all of the cash coming in. So, you know, it's enough for me to go out busking on my banjo every day where people pay me money to stop playing. It's a wonderful enterprise, actually. You know, you just start up and they go, oh, no, whatever you do, don't play that banjo. And I actually do quite well out of it. And that's how I get the money to feed Bass the cat. Yeah. So this is sort of going to be a work in progress and no new kits. Well, there are two. There are two new kits, but essentially they were purchased way back in winter and we're now in spring. And I'll talk about those later. So what I'm going to do, which is going to be different to the other sort of videos where there's lots and lots of new kits I'm showing you and you're getting all excited. You're going to build this one, Harry, you're going to build that one, Harry. And of course I don't build any of them because I'm too bloody busy fiddling around with sailing ships. In this one, I'm going to go through not only what's on my workbench, and there's a couple of those you've seen I'm building, but everything that's in my work in progress cupboard because I've got quite a lot of kits that are started. There's about, I think, nearly 20 of them, yeah. So this will be a work in progress and, yeah, not much of the other stuff. Does that sound interesting? I hope so. All right, roll the music. In no particular order, but first up is, of course, the aircraft that I've been working on this last month. So, see if I can get it. Yep. Still only dry fit together, but this is the Hansa-Brandenburg, right? The Wingnut wings kit. And it's a good size. It's a big plane. And I've done all these sort of effects underneath, right? Which hopefully you've seen in previous videos. If not, there'll be a sort of linky thing up here. With the Hansa-Brandenburg, yep, really go back and watch those videos. I have been really impressed with Wingnut Wings engineering on this. Bit disappointed at first when I closed up the interior and, you know, there's so much detail and work went into that interior, and then when I button it up, you know, hardly any gets seen. But I've found ways around that, and just the rest of the kit has been so rewarding that I'm thoroughly enjoying it now. So yeah, look that one up. That's the Wingnut Wings Hansa-Brandenburg W12. Yeah, fabulous kit. The next thing on my workbench is what I was building the previous month, back in August. I did a whole lot of videos on this, the St Louis Airfix kit, about a 1:144 scale, and I just glued the hull halves together, and I'm working on basically putting on some brass pedestals on it, and then I'll get the decks in, mount all the guns, do that sort of thing. But last month this month, September, we just worked on the Hansa-Brandenburg, which was voted by my my patrons. And that's how that was decided, is I put a poll in for my patrons saying, look, if you're sick of seeing ships being built, how about I do something different in September? Here's a list of basically all my work in progress. And they were given the list, and they basically the one was voted for the most was the Hansa-Brandenburg. So that's how it got picked. Similar thing might happen in October, is again, I've said to them, do you want me to continue with the Hansa-Brandenburg? You want me to get on with the St Louis, or here's some other kits that I've sort of got there that really I probably should pop on with. So it'll be interesting to see which one they vote for. Either way, I will get an update for the St Louis in next month, because I'll show you how I put those pedestals on, set all that up, and then how I finally get those decks in and get all the guns mounted. And well, they've got to be sort of rigged in, you know, they've got cordage on them, they sort of, you know, forget what it is, tied, stowed, whatever, they've got rigging. Yeah, cannons get tied into the bulkheads, yeah. So there'll be more of that. So if you're interested in that, there'll be another link here, right? And there. And that will be on this series. I've already done at least half a dozen videos on building the St Louis. So if you're interested in that, have a look at those. More of that to come. Now, one of my kits that I jinxed, you got the Gavorka, right? Because I did the photo etch. I decided to go crazy with the photo etch on it, and that got out of control, and then sort of I needed to take a break. And so if you see that video, that would be on the Schnellboot. Okay, so the Schnellboot, it's there's nothing much on there. I have that all dry fitted up. I'll probably put a photo here so you can get a better idea. But the Schnellboot, which is rather a big kit, as you can see, it's yeah, I've got to move back. You need widescreen for this one. Yes, yes. It's a lovely kit. I thoroughly enjoy it. I've got a fantastic paint scheme for this, which actually has been preempted because a new Schnellboot just came out, which is not this model. And it's not the earlier one like the Airfix one I've got, it's between. And maybe I'll try and get hold of one of those back when the money starts flying again, and I'll see if I can get hold of that kit and review it, because that'll be an interesting comparison between the old Series 1 sort of Schnellboot that Airfix has done, and then you've seen this one, and there's one in between. And the one in between predominantly has a very interesting Mediterranean come Baltic ski camo scheme. And that's what I've got planned for this. So I already had that planned. It's not that I'm copying from that model that just came out. No, I already had that planned. I've just been too slack to get on with this. All I need to do with this now is paint up all those photo etch parts, assemble this, and away we go. There's really, you know, how hard can it be? So I'm hoping maybe my patrons will vote for the Schnellboot, because that's a rather snappy colour scheme, so that might be an interesting thing to do next month, get that out of the way. Then I can get back onto the Wingnut wings and back onto the Airfix. You notice I've kind of changed, if you're a regular viewer of my channel, and if you're not, you should be, push that subscribe button there, right? Join my Patreon page, you too can vote for whatever's coming up next. But if you've been a regular viewer of my channel over the years, it's been quite a few years now, you'll notice that in the past I used to jump probably every week I did something different. So often it would take months because you wouldn't really see the thing you're interested in. So if you liked, you know, Schnellboats, or you like submarines, or you like the aircraft, or, you know, the sailing boats, whichever one you thought, oh, that's it, you'd watch it, and then, oh no, the next 2, 3, 4 videos would be something else. And people used to go, oh. I started a new thing when I did the St. Louis. With the St. Louis, I sort of hadn't really done this much before. I'd had little things like the that lamb waffle slapper, right? That lamb waffle slapper, right? Photo here. That when I got that, I got pretty enthusiastic about it. I did a series of videos, sort of one after the other, but interspersed with other things. What I'm going to try and do now is I'll devote something for the month. So the idea is to keep the momentum. If that's what you're interested in, you'll hang in there for the month. You'll go, yeah, great, okay, he's building a Wingnut wings kit, great. Well, hang in there, okay. Or he's building an Airfix sailing ship, great, okay. He's making a Schnellboat, that looks good. And that way, if you've seen one, you get another one the next week, another one, and so on. So you get at least, you know, 3 or 4 videos in a run, which are the build of that thing. And then I might take a break and go and do something else for a while. And then I'll, you know, do another video run later on. And I hope that format is better. If not, let me know. I mean, let me know. Chime in. Say, loving the new video format, Harry. It's fantastic. Or look, you stupid bloody drongo wombat. This is no good. Rotate them through. I haven't seen you building a bloody widget in months. It's disgusting. All right, on with the next one. Now, a lot of you watched the Das Boat video, the new kit from Revell. Really, it's the old kit. It's the old, you know, Type D, well, Type 7, number D. Well, it could be a C without the one. Anyhow, it was basically a U-boat, right? That was in the movie and also appeared in the TV series for Das Boot, right? Now, I already started this one, and that's almost the same one, except this has got the Atlantic bow on it. So I tried to show that in that unboxing video, compare it to this one that I'm working on, and I've just got to primer stage, as far as I got. But again, this one suffered the dreaded death knell of photo etch. I made up all these tiny little photo etches, guns, which in 1/144 scale, that was a lot of work, right? I mean, the Schnellboot, that was 1/72nd scale, and the photo etch for that was fiddly. Well, the photo etch for this drove me insane, so this kept getting put to the back of the cupboard, and then I moved house, and it got boxed up, and I forgot all about it. And it really wasn't until that Das Boot kit came out that I went, oh, okay, gee, what happened to my submarine? And I've dragged it out. It's now sitting in my to-be-built next work in progress cupboard. So hopefully I'll get an update on that, because basically everything's pretty well done. I've got a tiny bit of photo etch left to do, and then it's just a matter of painting it. And I was going to do a little bit of sort of scratch work on the railings, because the railings are a bit sort of horrible in the kit. I was going to sort of make up my own with some wire and some cordage, yeah. So that is in the pipeline, because I know 300 people subscribed to me from that Das Boot box unveiling video, thinking, oh, great, this guy's going to build this kit. Oh, terrific, we're looking forward to this. Oh, no, he didn't. He's building a bloody, you know, Airfix boat. No, look, he's building a Wingnut wings aeroplane. This guy's never going to build a submarine. What a wanker. So, yeah, I lost about 150 to 200 of those subscribers. They all went away. That was kind of a nice influx, and they watched the adverts on that video, so it all came out in the wash. But submarines are coming, okay? That's all I'm trying to say. Submarines are coming. I will get back to this. David Eves keeps pestering me about it because he's always building submarines and saying, what happened to yours, Harry? What happened to your Type 7? Well, here it is. It's black. Yeah, it's the stealth version. It's the stealth version, mate, yes. But I will get to that very soon. Now, the Dragon Panther, yes. Well, that got pretty well finished. It's built. There it is. It's all built. I did the video showing all the photo etch. There's a lot of work went into that, putting on heaps and heaps and heaps of photo etch and building it up and improving it. So, yeah, it's done. It just needs painting. And it's another one that kind of gets pushed to the back of the pile. The last video for it didn't get a lot of response, didn't get a lot of views. I was quite surprised. I did all the, you know, all the photo etch showing. I don't think that's what you wanted to see. I think you just wanted to see me painting it. Is that true? Let me know, you armour guys. Is that what you wanted? You wanted to see it all painted up. You didn't really care that, oh yeah, okay, Harry, you basically, you know, stuck all that brass on there. We don't give a shit. Want to see it painted? Paint the bloody thing. Put some mud on it, you bastard. Okay? So if that's what you want, let me know. And I might just do a short video showing how I camo it up, paint it, and then maybe another video showing the weathering. So, yeah, there's, yeah, it's an old Imperial series one, this one too. So, yeah, it's a pretty old kit. But I've kind of dragged it in the 21st century. It's got aftermarket, well, actually, actual Dragon magic tracks on there from Bernard. Yeah, he had some for one of his Dragon Panthers, didn't want it, gave them to me. And then the Edward set for all the photo etch, and somebody gave me a barrel. One of those barrel makers. Somebody made a barrel. Anyhow, it got completely rejigged, and it's all done. It just needs painting. So if you want me to paint it, please comment. More people that say, yes, Harry, paint the bloody thing, I will do it. Now, the poor old Airfix G-Fire, right? It's a Spitfire, but it's going to be the one that's going to be all red. It was a lot of fun to build, and I corrected a lot of the problems in the kit, and I made what I thought was some interesting videos, and I've had a good response to them about, you know, basically Airfix isn't really that bad. You know, the things everyone whinge about, they're all easy to fix, and the kit comes up rather nice. But then it sort of lost interest, and when I did a few times, I sort of asked my patrons, what would you like to see next? Nobody really wanted to see the Spitfire, but I would like to finish it. I'd like to get it done. I mean, essentially, everything is, all sub-assemblies are made, everything's ready to go. I've just got to paint it. It's another one of those ones, it just needs painting. And it's just red, so it's one colour. How hard can it be? So, yeah, if you'd like to see the Spitfire finished, little G-Fire Spitty, let me know, and I'll get this thing all painted up, because at the moment it's just sitting there. Parts are all taped on, but the stuff's falling off. The prop's just about falling off there. It really needs to be looked after. It's sad, it's forlorn, it's forgotten, and you can't do that with Spitfires. No, they get upset. It's just not cricket. Yes. And of course, I have been working on the Constructo Bounty, the wood ship kit, since the last video where I showed you how to basically do those nail holes and plug them all up on the plank so they look sort of realistic without looking too cartoonish. I've done all of them on both sides. She's all done. She's all sanded down. All I've got to do is I'm going to start adding the bulwarks at the back here, which raised section at the back here. It'll go in there. There's no bulkhead, bulwark, beakhead. No. I forget those words mixed up. But these are the pieces that run along here. They're basically like gunnels, but it's an extended section up on the hull. It's a bulwark, okay? And there's a little one to go here at the front as well. There's a little bit of a rise here, which I found it from the plans. So that needs to be pushed up, which isn't on the plans for the kit. It's something I found out looking at plans for the Bounty. So there's going to be an update on that. I'll sort of fit that in somewhere. We've sort of haven't had quite the kind of weather, or I just haven't had the, well, you know, you'd think with lockdown on and me being basically not having any real work, it seems to be twice as busy doing nothing than when I'm working. So maybe when I'm working, I prioritise my time more. When I'm not working, I go, I got to sleep in this morning. Bass the cat cuddles up, you know, I go, I'm going to have that third cup of coffee, and we'll whack the TV on, just watch a TV show before lunch, and, oh my God, it's lunch. Oh, okay, we better have lunch, and, you know, what needs doing now? Oh, we better go and buy some food, because we've eaten it all, because all we're doing all the time is picking out bloody cake and everything. Next thing you know, the whole day's gone, we haven't done any work on the workbench. Very strange that way. It's you know, when you don't have the time, you prioritise more. and then you know, you find the time to do your modelling because it's precious. So, case in point. All right, now I've got a whole pile of kits over here, and I'm going to go through those with you and explain what it is that I also have to do. These weren't actually out, like everything up to now is actually out. It's in cupboards and it's in little containers on my workbench or next to my workbench, so I know that's what I've got to build next. What I'm going to show you now is what gets stashed away into the to-be-built cupboard in the boxes, and they're the ones I kind of forget about. All right, in no particular order, just how they came out of the cupboard when I was going, what have I got, what have I got? And apparently I had 16 projects that I'm working on at the moment, although a few of them are things that I won't bother showing you because they're just kits that I got that were kind of a bit broken, and I might have just fixed them, put them back in the box. But things that I've actually physically started or want to start, then, you know, that I've cut parts off the sprue and actually started working on them, that's what these are. And I call those my work in progress. They're sort of work in progress in the cupboard, so whippets. All right, I may have shown this in other videos. This lovely little Matchbox kit, and it's actually an Aston Martin. It sort of looks like a Bugatti or something, but it's actually an old Aston Martin, so that's rather lovely. It's been a joy to sort of put together. I love Matchbox kits because they're so simple, like Airfix. It's not really hard to build. There's not much to it, and they're rather nice. But there's always some little sort of fiddly bits you've got to get done, and they can be very rewarding. So I've just about finished that. I might do a video when I'm ready, when it's actually all completed and I'm ready for painting, maybe towards the end of the year. I don't know, don't hold me to it. I'll do a video on this one. So again, if you like one of these ones that I'm showing, scream, yell, you know, jump up and down, send money. I accept bribes, I really do, yes. Now, this is from a couple of years ago. This is actually when I first moved to this cottage. Okay, there's a spot without a lens flare. When I first moved to this cottage, and I was a bit crook actually, you know, I moved house. I don't know if you've ever moved house, and you sort of get it all done, and you're going in a big whirlwind of energy and everything, getting everything done, and then you unpack, and then you collapse. And invariably, then you kind of get a bit crook. You're a bit crook for a week because your body's just finally stops running on adrenaline, and you fall over and you catch some deadly plague, you know. Not necessarily from somewhere unspecified north of Australia. No, just like the flu, just like a flu. Maybe that's Spanish flu. La! Right. So this thing, Airfix Buccaneer, right? It's built. It's essentially built. I did a whole lot of scratch building you've never seen because I did the video just on the basic build. But after that, I scratched a whole lot of work. There's a little photo inside where the wings fold back, because the wings all fold up, and I bought special decals for it, and I'm all ready to go to make this one not all grey, but it's going to have the look as she was on HMS Victorious when it visited Perth in Western Australia when I lived there many decades ago. Yes, we are talking 1960s, so yes, there was a whole couple of lifetimes ago for most of you. So that's what it needs doing. I'll just do a paint up and finish off video for that. I've been meaning to do it. I'll try and drag that to the top of my pile along with everything else, and I'd like to get that at least out of the way. It's been, I think, 2 years. 2 years it's sat in the box. Yeah, not good. Not good. Then again, the Panther was in the box for about 4 or 5 years. Now, one that I liked and you all hated. Well, not all of you, but so many people disliked these videos. I don't know. Was I doing it wrong? I mean, can you get a fictitious spaceship? Put your teeth in, Harry. Basically a fictitious. Yeah, don't say a rude word. Because you say fuck, you get demonetised. Whoops. Okay, where were we after that? Just put a bleep over that. Just bleep it yourself. Look, the Orion spaceship, it's built. It's another one just needs painting, basically. Just got to basically do some little panel shading area on it. I think I'll just kind of do it and do a quick, I'll do it all up and then do a little quick video sometimes, slide it in some sort of spot where it's kind of quiet and I've got much else going on, because I just want to finish it. I loved it. It's great. I had some problems with the lighting, but I bought all the stuff for it to finish it off. So I wouldn't do a lighting video for it. I'm no expert on lighting. I'll just basically say, chuck some lights in, look at it, yeah. So if you want to see me finish that one, please comment, like, subscribe, join Patreon. All these things are available to you. All these things. Now, look, another tank. Yes, I actually do armour. Yes. This one I reviewed before I moved to Brisbane. So this was one that I reviewed comparing to the venerable Tamiya kit, right? Well, Tamiya is actually a BT. They do a BT5 and a BT7. This is a BT2, which is before that, obviously. Numerical order 2, 5, 7. Yeah, okay. So it's finished as well. Almost. I've only got to really do the tracks. That's all I've got to do is track links, put the fenders on and paint it. So it's another one where I take this to club because it's just sort of one I put a couple of parts on while I'm in a club chatting to everybody else, gassing around and generally being a yahoo and all the rest of it. And then I took it along last time and got it out of the box and went, bugger, well, I got the tracks. So all I did that day was spent some time cleaning up track links. So I don't know why I didn't buy some Dragon Magic tracks for this or something. Anyhow, I'll finish it off and paint it because it has a rather snappy little paint scheme. See? It's rather nice. Yeah. So that's one that's sitting there that it just needs paint, really, you know. Now I did a review on this one. You'll see there's a review in there and it's a lovely little kit. Okay, this is by A.M.P. Never really built any of their stuff before, but it's a lovely little kit of the little Schneider trophy winning plane. I think this was a trophy. It ran in the Schneider, basically, trophies. I don't know if it won one. I'm sure it did. Let me know. I've forgotten. I have to go back and watch my video. That'll tell me. Yes. I mean, I can't remember everything. I'm old. Goodness me. Yes. I've got a birthday next week, so send money. Oops. This one. Now, one of my fellows, Tom or something, was asking in Fokker the Rivet Counters. Yeah, that's a group in Facebook. Have you ever seen in the corner of my screen, right, there's a little thing somewhere. Or it might be over this side, I don't know. It's one of these sides. I don't know, I get confused when I'm doing this camera because everything's back to front. Yeah, now, FTRC, right? Fokker the Rivet Counters. That all started years ago where I was getting a lot of rivet counting and there were sort of real problems with all the groups on Facebook I was in. I was getting absolutely fed up with everyone because they all seemed to be a bunch of wankers. And so I started my own group and out of protest I called it Fokker the Rivet Counters, whereas, you know, Fokker's a not too rude a word. It's sort of like, you know, like saying frack or schmeg or something like that, you know. Yeah, we all know what it means. Yeah, we all know what it means, but it's sort of, I don't know. Anyhow, this is a little Macchi. Oh, this is an M5, yeah. It's a gorgeous little kit, right? So there's a photo of where I've got to with that. And I don't know, I don't think there's much left to do. The hardest part was getting all the struts right, getting the motor and everything, and it's all sort of fitted in there. I think the motor's just dry fitted. Another one, paint it. And I mean, I could do some lovely wood effects on the hull, on the body there. So, yeah, that's on my list. Yeah, and there's more. Yeah, don't worry, you'll get a cup of coffee soon. Oh, you can use pause. You know there's a pause button? You don't have to keep watching. I mean, I'd like you to keep watching, but you can hit a pause button, come back and watch the rest of it. Yeah, okay. Right. Oh, it's falling out of the bloody box. It's trying to escape. Right. Who remembers this? Yes. I did the review long time ago. It's one of my early reviews when I was first doing videos in the very first cottage that I had. So that's half a dozen years ago. And I really wanted to learn about lighting. Well, I kind of have learned a little bit since then, and I've got the bits so I can light this up. I can get blue out the engines and the reddy colours around the pods here that have all the fighters in, and all the white around the front nose, this sort of thing. I figured all that out. So one day, and before I do any of my other sci-fi stuff, because I know a lot of you guys want me to build that Stingray, and I do too, but look, I really should get some of these old kits finished, don't you think? And that's sort of been my priority, is not to start new kits, try and get things finished. Of course, having said that, then the Airfix St Louis came along, but that was a rescue. That kit was a wreck. So when I got it, it was a case of, had I blown my money, let's have a look. And as I started repairing it to see if it actually would all fit together, I kind of got motivated and I thought, oh, well, I'll build it. And the series was, you know, basically well liked. And I will get back to the St Louis. Yeah, thoroughly enjoyed that. Love my starships. Anyhow, this Battlestar Galactica, yeah, maybe not till next year. We'll have a look at next year, right? Okay, because I've got to work through this poll. These are the things you're going to see. I'm trying not to start anything new, really. I know I review kits and then everyone gets all excited and goes, oh, he's reviewed the kit, are you building it next week? Well, I kind of used to knee-jerk react to that, and if I do, my work in progress pile just becomes exponential and things get left behind. That's what's happened here. Kits have sat there for years because I keep reviewing kits. So I might do some reviews, but please, if I review something, I'm not going to build it until all these are out the way. I really want to clear this stash of work in progress. That is my aim. That is my goal in life. Before I die, I want my work in progress finished. Yeah, bugger building all the stash. You know that's never going to happen. Yeah, no. Now, this one, although not technically started, I cut a lot of parts off the sprue and did some test fitting together, and I did a lot with it, all right? So it's kind of had a half build. You know, like that Spitfire, I already sort of put a whole lot of things together to see if it would work. So it could be one of my next aircraft builds. I probably would like to get the Spitfire out of the way and a few other things, but this could be, unless it gets voted in by Patreon, because I kind of put it on there as a sneaky one, because this was from one of my patrons. Yeah. So there you go. You know who you are, don't you, Bill? So it's kind of unusual and kind of be fun. Not that hard to build, really. It's not that difficult to build. It'll just be kind of a nice intermediate build between a couple of my big projects. So there's that one, okay? Scream if you want me to build that. Now, that is essentially all the work in progress. So would you like to see the new kits? Yeah? All right, hold your breath. Have you been holding your breath? That's as long as I can hold my breath. All right, now. This arrived in July. As you know, there's a video out on this and it did very well. It's had lots of views, thousands of views, and it actually did very well in monetization as well, so I was quite surprised. So I have every incentive to basically build it, but I have the other one, which I've just shown you, I've shown you earlier in the video. So I want to get that one out the way, and then I might build this one, right? I might honour my pledge to all those people that watched my review and said, that's great, build it, you bastard. All right, we will try and build this once I get the Atlantic version out of the way. So make me build the Atlantic version, and then you will get the Das Boot version. Okay, there's that. Oh, this pile is getting so hard because it's a bit of a health and safety hazard. Now, the only thing I really bought, and this too was ordered back in June. Oh, I have to go back a bit here. This was ordered back in June of this year, not last year. No, this was ordered back in June, well before any lockdowns happened in July. And I think it arrived about the first week of July. So, you know, it didn't get into the last Workbench new kits because it sort of hadn't arrived yet. I couldn't show it to you. But this kit is gorgeous, right? Absolutely gorgeous. Look at that. Now, I love my sailing ship kits, and I have a few Hella kits. And Hella kits, well, imagine my Airfix kit, a little bit crisper, a little better engineered, and twice as many parts. Yeah, that's what the Hella kits are like. They're nice. They're sometimes not as accurate. That's a strange thing. A lot of people say, well, look, the Airfix St Louis could do with a bit more detail in it and everything, but it's essentially accurate. Okay, body, the hull shape's right, all the rest of it. But Hella kind of does a lot more detail, and plus it pulls apart, so painting's a lot easier. It's not just one big piece for the hull sides. Everything's in pieces that you can paint individually, so then you can assemble all the tiny details together. So it's rather nice. The engineering is good. The kits are reasonably well made. The plastic, well, it depends. You know, this is a newer one, so I don't know. The old Hella kits I'd rather like the plastic of, like the older Airfix kits I like the plastic of. This one, well, we'll just have to see. But I could do a review for this, but only if you promise not to pester me and say build it. Because there's a couple of other little ships I want to get out of the way before I build this. So this will be a couple of years before I get to it. But it came up at a really good price. It was a kit that I wanted. What is it? What is it? Are you asked? It's what the hell is it? It's a Superb. It is Superb. La Superb. Okay, so it is a beautiful ship. You can look that up yourself, find out more about it, because this video has run on long enough. All right. So that is my Workbench and new kits, or work in progress and hardly any no new kits. All right, and that's what we've got here in spring in Australia, and hopefully in October I'll be going back to work, which should be good because we're running out of cat food. And I'll tell you what, I'm getting sick and tired of eating bloody Snappy Tom every night. Tell you, I have to fight the cat. I mean, you know, she gets a bowl and I get a bowl and she wants to eat mine. All right, enough of these shenanigans. Goodbye from Australia, and it's hooroo from Houdini.